Hello there, guys, and welcome back to Reborn with Michael. Today, I want to talk about how I won back my SP, my specific person. Now, in this story, I'm going to tell you my journey. I'm going to tell you my feelings around specific person in the manifestation community as well, because I think there's a lot of people who use it to prey on people who are feeling vulnerable and in need, and to get views. But today I wanted to tell you a true story about my journey of what happened with me. If you are interested in Spirituality Simplified and Manifestation Simplified, please like, share and subscribe. Check out my free Facebook group. And I'm actually looking for 3 more people who are willing to take a chance on their life and looking for one-to-one coaching. I'll link that in the description if that is you. So guys, my story goes like this. A while ago on my spiritual journey, I said to God, or the divine, I said, bring me something to help me let go of the final parts of myself. And, God replied. See, one of the things in my life that's so important to me is my family, my wife and my children. Okay. So just before Christmas last year, and I did videos about it back then. So you can watch the videos that I made back then and you can see what I was going through. But we started to have problems. Now we'd had some ups and downs, but something just happened. And she just said, I want to finish. It's not right for us right now. This isn't working for me anymore. I reacted, things were done. And what happened? We were there. We were at the point where we were about to end everything. Now it's taken me time to share this video because it's very personal to me. But I think the truth is I've got to share the truth of the journey. Now, as with everything I've done in my life, when this pain hit me, I knew what the answer was. I had to let go. I had to let go of the pain within me. Often when we're told by manifestation coaches, they go, ignore reality and just imagine you are still together. Ignore reality. Well, the reality was this. She said, I want you to get out of the house for a bit. So I had to go get an Airbnb. How can I ignore that as a fact? It hurt. I was in pain constantly. Okay. I also had to go out and see my brother, and he was like, how's things? I had to, I could not tell him. But one of the rules that I did was I did not tell anyone else besides my brother at the time. No one else knew, because I didn't want to compound the truth that we were not going to be together anymore. One of my number 1 rules is don't emotionally embrace that which you don't want. It doesn't mean you ignore reality. The steps that I took was, firstly, I had to get used to accepting what is. I had to accept what is in my life. Okay. So all I did was I started to notice this pain. And it was heavy. It was such a heavy pain. But if I kept looking at life through the lens of that pain, I couldn't relax. I kept trying to make something happen. And don't get me wrong, I was taking action from the energy of fear at times. But my second rule, if you are going through this and you're trying to win back your specific person, is don't take action from fear. Now, I did a bit, and all it did was compound the problem. So when they say, I want to be without you, you go, yeah, fine, I'm going to do this. I don't even like you anymore. That's a fear-based response. If you have done this already, like I had done a little bit, you must forgive yourself quickly. So what is it? The steps are: forgive yourself, forgive them. This is the steps. Accept where you are. You cannot change something, right? When I say accept where you are, it doesn't mean you accept that it's going to be like that forever. You accept it without emotional turmoil of what the future may be. So you start to look at the situation. So we were apart. I observed that situation and realized I was in so much pain about it. Anything I do from there is only going to attract the energy of pain. So I started to observe the pain within the moment. Yes, there's pain here. I'm feeling it. I'm noticing it. Oh my gosh. And I would sit with it. And sometimes it would go quickly and sometimes it wouldn't. It doesn't go overnight. Any of you who are trying to do this, it will not leave you tomorrow. It may do, but it can take time. A lot of people think it needs to be instantaneous. I was coaching still. I was seeing my children still. I was sometimes in the house, and I would just keep noticing what was coming up. I would keep noticing the pain. Yes, there were times when I would speak to her and I'd say, what are we doing? And she said, no, I'm definitely certain. But again, I was like, I'm not going to emotionally embrace that truth. I'm going to accept where we are currently, but I know where we're going to be. And so I never let go of the vision of us back together, but I accepted what it is now without judgment. Do you see that step? So we have to accept where we are sometimes, because then it basically loses its power over us. It's now not so projected into the future. See, I could accept it in the now, knowing that the future had potential to change. That's a big one, okay? So again, I'm saying I want to be back together. No. And I'm just in these Airbnbs, I'm in these houses, and I'm just sitting and dealing with the pain. What you must do, though, is not stop all the other things happening in your life. Keep going to the gym, keep going to work, keep doing all the things that you're meant to do. This is the step that no one ever speaks about. And I say this as a man, but I think it's the same for a woman too, okay? I started to focus on becoming the best version of myself. So I cut out all drink. I worked out. I was dealing with my emotions. I was becoming so balanced. I was so kind when needed. See, a lot of us, when we're hurt by something like that, we won't offer any kindness to that person. We'll shut them off. We'll close down. We'll close our heart to that person. My step was, I'm not going to close my heart to that person. If they need my help, I'm going to help them. Because the truth of the matter is if you love someone, treat them with love, whether they're yours now or they're not yours anymore. Because I knew that I did not want to take an action of someone who is mean, spiteful, painful. I didn't want to cause any pain. You see, I just wanted to get through this time, let go. I'd asked for this, really. When you think about it, I asked God to bring me something to help me let go of the final parts. It was the parts that were reactive, that were judgment. Let me say this very clearly. I also was creating a character of her in my mind, and she was of me. Okay, so when we were going through the troubles, I was creating a character of her in my mind, of someone who was snappy, not listening, judgment, and not grateful for what I do. All illusions, yeah. So I had to start to change the character in my mind. How do I do that again? Every time she acted the way I didn't like, I would notice how it made me feel. I'd observe it till it let go, and then I would claim that we have a wonderful, harmonious relationship, a kind, wonderful, loving wife. I am a wonderful, loving husband. Because yes, it was my actions and hers, but it was mine that had caused this to happen. So if I keep judging her and creating a character of her in my mind, she's going to raise herself up to that and become that for me. So I started to see her as kind, loving, beautiful, which she absolutely is, by the way. Absolutely kind, loving, and amazing. So I started to only see her in that light. You see, when we get responsive to life, we start to sometimes create a character or an illusion of someone in our mind, and they actually become that. So she was becoming distant. She was becoming this because I created that in my mind. Also, from that place of need, the place of needing her to love me, an absolute, like a strong need, I started to become... I started to push her away. Instead of attracting her to me, I would push her away with an intense need of everything, okay? So instead, I just started to let go of need. I started to let go of having to change the circumstance, and I just wanted to feel better. I just wanted to let go of the pain. This is what I ask you to do in the first step. But before you try and win them back, before you try and do anything, well, I'm going to tell you, it took me weeks of the techniques that I teach of observing, releasing, relaxing, and re-intending. I remember it like it was literally yesterday. I took my kids away for the weekend because I just wanted to be away. I wanted to have some fun with them, okay? So we went away, and in that weekend, I just was having fun. They'd all fallen asleep one night, and I just did some more letting go. I knew it. I just needed to let go a bit more, and I just felt a release. It was in that moment that I visualized me taking the kids home and her saying, hey, do you want to come in? and taking me into the kitchen and telling me that she loved me. Now, I'm telling you this because it's just the most beautiful moment, and it can bring tears to my eyes. When I turned up to the house, she did a giggle, and it's the giggle I know when she feels like, you know, like a closeness or a want for me. And I was like, "You okay?" She said, "Can I speak to you in the kitchen?" And she said, "Yes, I want to be back with you. I want to be together." Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to gloss over all of this. It was the most painful 6 weeks of my life to win her back. But again, these were the rules. I didn't emotionally embrace it, what I didn't want it, but I did accept it for what it was in the now, knowing that we would be back together. I never faltered on that. Okay. I also started to focus on becoming the best version of myself. These are the most important things. Change the character of them in your mind. See them as loving, harmonious to you. When they act differently to that character now that you've created, you let go of the emotional attachment to what they just did. You let it release. Then you reclaim what you want. I have a loving, harmonious relationship. Then you work on becoming the best version of yourself. You make sure to keep working with opening that heart. And that is how I won her back. I won her back because I changed my energy. I changed the character that I saw in my mind, and both of those energies came together to express in harmony. I now live in the most happy, glorious relationship that I could ever ask for. And I wouldn't change that situation now because it led to this. It led to me learning about that. Everything I've ever done, whether it's manifesting wealth, whether it's manifesting love, whether it's manifesting anything, I have done by releasing, surrendering, and trusting that it will work out. I ask you to do the same. I'll see you in the next video, guys.